Hello from Dublin. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day to my friends in the States who are still enjoying the States. We are still in Dublin. We actually have had a fantastic last week and an amazing emotional week coming up this week. So let me tell you what's going on. So last week we were still up at our bed and breakfast up in Layton, which is about half an hour or so northwest of Dublin on the beach. We loved our stay there. It was absolutely fantastic. On our departure, it was a little bittersweet because we had a disagreement with the bed and breakfast owner over the cleaning fee. There was a really messy misunderstanding that happened there, so that made us kind of sad about the departure. But nonetheless, while we were there, we took a couple of days and we went over to Galway. So we drove across the country. It's about a 3 or 4 hour drive over to Galway, went to the Cliffs of Moher, and then stayed the night in Galway, had some fun Irish music over in Galway, and then took a ferry boat over to the Aran Islands and went bike riding on one of the ancient Aran Islands where they speak Irish still, and the pens and the cows and the sheep are in ancient stone pens, and it's just unbelievably gorgeous. We did some tide pooling. So if you missed our videos or you missed whatever, go check Instagram. All of that's on there. Amazing day. Probably one of my best days ever with my family as we took bikes around the island and just enjoyed a beautiful day. Then the next day, we stayed in Connemara that night, and the next day we got up. We had stayed the night in a bed and breakfast next to a castle. And originally we had scored the bed and breakfast with some points from Marriott, and they had double booked us accidentally. And so the original bed and breakfast moved us to a different bed and breakfast to our total benefit. We ended up waking up right on the tidal coast in the northwest corner of Ireland. Unbelievably gorgeous. And then went all through Connemara, went for a hike and through Connemara, and just shockingly gorgeous. So make sure, if you have not done the Wild Atlantic Way, that's how Ireland bills its west coast, the Wild Atlantic Way, go do that. Then we came back to Laytown, checked out, came back to Dublin. We've been in Dublin for the weekend, or for the rest of the week, and through the weekend doing all the Dublin things, the castles and the museums and all the things you do in Dublin, because Steve has not been here, and so we're doing all those things. This week, huge emotional week this week. Tomorrow, we take Kelly over to IKEA and get all the stuff she needs for her dorm. We check her in Tuesday. We leave her Tuesday night. Wednesday, we are meeting with some of the parents from Trinity. So a lot of the parents are here dropping their kids off. So we're going to have a little Trinity booster, the beginning of the booster club, I guess. And then Thursday morning, we leave Ireland, say goodbye to Kelly, and then we are off to a house sit in Kent, in Rochester, in Kent, in England. We're looking forward to seeing a new dog again, having a dog back in our lives. We got a big Samoyed that we're going to be taking care of, so we're looking forward to that. Big week coming up. Ask me questions about the Wild Atlantic Way, how we're living our life, what we're doing, what we're carrying with us. What do you want to know? Talk to you later, and have a great week.